Hello student, in our previous video we have started our fourth module and which is the last module of our course, that is a elective first, and which is the renewable energy sources, and the module name is the energy from the biomass. In our previous video we have discussed about the what do you mean by the biomass, how the biomass is formed with the help of photosynthesis process, and different conversion routes of the biomass conversion. And also we have discussed about the what are the raw material or what are the material which are comes under the biomass. Now there are different variety of ways for obtaining the energy from the biomass. We have discussed in our previous video, that is the thermochemical route, biochemical route and oil extraction. And again in a thermochemical route there are again three processes. First is the combustion, second one is the gasification, third one is the pyrolysis. And in a biochemical route again there are two processes, that is anaerobic digestion, or simply we call as a digestion, and second is the fermentation process. From anaerobic digestion we get biomass, and for the fermentation process we get the alcohol fuels, or simply we call it as a biofuels. And third conversion route is the oil extraction. So all these routes we have been discussed in our previous videos. Now in this video we have to start with the next point, that is the biogas generation, how biogas is generated with the help of the biomass. First we have to see the content of the biogas. So biogas, a mixture containing 55 to 65% methane, 30 to 40% carbon dioxide, and the rest being the impurities. The impurities such as H2, that is hydrogen, H2S hydrogen sulfide, and some N2, that is a nitrogen, can be produced from the decomposition of the animal, plant and human waste. We already mentioned the raw material or the biomass which is used for the production of the bioenergy is the animal, plant and human waste, and after decomposition of these materials we get the biogas. But the content of the biogas is it contains 55 to 65% methane, that is a maximum amount of methane is present in the biogas. Second content is the 30 to 40% carbon dioxide, that is only CO2, and rest being the impurities, that is other percentage in the biogas mixture is the impurities such as hydrogen, hydrogen sulfide and nitrogen. It is a clean but slow burning gas, and usually the calorific value between 5000 to 5500 kilocalorie per kg. It is a clean source of energy, that is a biogas, and it is a slow burning gas and has a calorific value between 5000 to 5500 kilocalorie per kg. Kilocalorie per kg is the unit of calorific value, and the value of calorific value is the biogas. It can be used directly in cooking, reducing the demand for firewood. That means the biogas is used, the application of the biogas is for cooking purposes, and it reduces the demand for firewood. That means for cooking purposes generally chullas are used, and these chullas used the wood, that is a firewood, and due to using of this biogas for the cooking purposes there is a reduction in the demand of the firewood. Moreover, the material from which the biogas is produced retain its value as a fertilizer and can be returned to the soil. That is the biomass, after burning of the biomass or after using of the biomass there is a byproduct, and this byproduct acts as a fertilizer, and again this byproduct is given to the soil for which acts as a fertilizer for soil. Biogas has been popular on the name, that is a gobar gas, mainly because cow dung has been material for its production. Generally we know that the cow dung is used for the production of the biogas. So the name is the gobar gas. That is the another name of the biogas is the gobar gas. It is not only the excreta of the cattle but also piggery waste as well as the poultry dropping are a very effective used for the biogas generation. As we mentioned, there are variety of material, that is a raw material or the biomass is used for the production of the biogas. Generally the municipal party waste or the household waste or the kitchen waste or food waste or piggery waste as well as the poultry dropping is also used for the production of the biogas. Cattle dung is generally used for the production of the biogas, but the other material are also used for the production of the biogas. A few other materials through which biogas can be generated are algae, crop residues, that is agro wastage, garbage, kitchen waste, paper waste, waste from sugarcane refinery. These all are the sources of the biogas. That is as we mentioned, the agricultural waste material, that is the crop waste or sometimes the plant waste, that is a coconut shell, straw, leaves, stalks, all these materials which comes under the agricultural field. And also the kitchen waste is used for the production of the biogas. Sometimes paper wastage, garbage are also used for the production of the biogas. In a sugarcane factory, the bagasse and molasses are also used for the production of the biogas. So these all are the sources of the biogas. Any cellulosic organic material of animal or plant origin which is easily biodegradable is a potential raw material suitable for the biogas production. Already we mentioned the animal and plant waste material are used for the production of the biogas and which is a biodegradable, that is easily decompose and gives the, that is actually there are two main steps for the biogas production. That is, first is the conversion of the large compound, that is a biomass, into the small compounds, and after that there is a decomposition with the help of anaerobic bacteria, and after that there is a formation of the methane. So that is the production of the biogas. Biogas is produced by digestion, pyrolysis or hydrogasification processes. That is, digestion means the anaerobic digestion, pyrolysis process, that is a conversion of the or decomposition of the biogas into the bioenergy in absence of oxygen, or hydrogasification process. Digestion is a biological process that occurs in the absence of oxygen and in the presence of anaerobic organism at ambient pressures and temperatures of 35 to 70 degrees Celsius. As we mentioned already, the decomposition of the biomass takes place with the help of the anaerobic organism, and this anaerobic organism found at an ambient pressure and temperature of 35 to 70 degrees Celsius, and all this process takes place in absence of oxygen. This is also known as anaerobic digestion. This is also known as simply digestion or anaerobic digestion. This anaerobic digestion consists of 3 phases. Again, this digestion process contains 3 phases. First is the enzymatic hydrolysis, second one is the acid formation, and third one is the methane formation. So first we see enzymatic hydrolysis process. In this phase, the fat, starches, proteins contained in a cellulosic biomass are broken down into simple compounds. We know that biomass is nothing but the organic matter. That means it consists of fat, starches, proteins, and all as the cellulosic biomass. And we know that the fat, starches, proteins are the big compounds or the large size compounds, and in a enzymatic hydrolysis process, these compounds are broken down into simple compounds. So this is the first phase of the anaerobic digestion. Second phase is the acid formation. In this phase, the microorganism of facultative and anaerobic group collectively called as acid formers. Hydrolyze and ferment are broken to simple compounds into acetic acid and volatile solids. That is in a second stage. There is a acid formation stage. In a biogas plant, the pH value and acid formation process is very important process, and this process is taken place with the help of acid formers. That is a microorganism of facultative and aerobic group. These microorganisms are called as acid formers, and these acid formers hydrolyze and ferment the material or the biomass and broken down into simple form of the compounds such as acetic acid and volatile solids. Now the next stage is the third one or next phase of the anaerobic digestion or simply digestion is a methane formation. After in a second phase, after formation of the acetic acid and volatile compounds, that is as a result complex organic compounds are broken down into short chain simple organic acid. That is complex means the in a first stage there is a conversion of the large compound into the simple form of the compound, but still the compounds are large side, and in a second stage this complex organic compound again broken down into the short chain simplest organic acid. That is there is a formation of the acid state. And third one is the methane formation, where these organic acids are converted into methane, that is a CH4, and carbon dioxide, that is a CO2, by the bacteria which are strictly anaerobes. That is the bacteria which is used in this third phase is the anaerobes, and these anaerobes bacteria convert the organic acid which formed in the second phase, that is in acid formation state, is converted into methane, that is a CH4 methane gas, and the carbon dioxide gas, that is a CO2. This is the last phase of the formation of the biogas, that is a last stage of the bio anaerobic digestion or the simply digestion. These bacteria are called as a methane fermenter, that is the anaerobes which help to convert the organic acid into the methane and carbon dioxide is known as the methane fermenters. For efficient digestion, these acid formers and methane fermenters must remain in the state of dynamic equilibrium. That means the dynamic equilibrium of the acid former and methane fermenters must be maintained, or these are in the dynamic equilibrium, so that we get the efficient digestion, and so that we get the efficiency of that biogas plant is the better efficiency. So the dynamic equilibrium between acid former and methane fermenters play very important role in the biogas plant. This equilibrium is very critical factor which decide the efficiency of generation. That means when there is a proper proportion or the proper dynamic equilibrium between the acid former and fermenters, that is methane fermenters, then there is a very good efficiency of the generation of the biogas. That is a efficiency of the plants depends on the acid fermenter and the acid former and methane fermenter. That means how much amount organic acid is produced with the help of acid former and how much amount it get converts into the methane and carbon dioxide. This decide the efficiency of that particular biogas plant. So this is the critical factor in the biogas plant. The container in which this digestion takes place is known as a digester. That means all this process takes place in a container. That is the container which is used in the biogas plant, and this container is known as the digester. That means in a digester all this process takes place. That means when we submerge water and slurry, that is a fresh slurry, then there is a process of fermentation, and all this process, that is main process is the anaerobic digestion, that is a digestion process, and it involves 3 stages, that is 3 phases. First phase is the enzymatic hydrolysis, second one is the acid formation, and third one is the methane formation. All these three phases are taken place in the container, and this container is known as the digester. So this is all about the generation of the biogas from the raw material, and it involves mainly the biodigestion process, and biodigestion process again involve three main processes, and these three main processes which helps to convert the biomass into the bioenergy or usable of energy, and further this usable form of energy used for the different purposes, generally used for the cooking purposes. So this is all about the biogas generation. Now in our next video we will continue with next point of this chapter, that is energy from the biomass. So we will continue with that.